It is an ongoing issue. You heard Kimberly say it. Every day, the city shows up at our schools. Every day, whatever problem is going on in our city, whatever struggle is going on in our city, whatever pain that is going on in our city shows up at our schools. And we know from the data that our schools are not adequately funded, adequately staffed, adequately resourced to deal with the issues that go on in our city. This is not a moment just for DPS to be held accountable. This is not a moment just for the DPS board and superintendent to be held accountable, but this is a moment for the mayor to be held accountable, for city council to be held accountable, for our state legislators to be held accountable, and answer the question, how are the children? And the children of our city are not well. Data, 543 days ago, the DPS Board of Education passed EL 11. 543 days ago, October of 2021, they passed this executive limitation directing the superintendent to create a safety plan. And you heard Kim and Jamie say that we now have until June 30th to get this in place. 543 days ago. How can we call that a priority? How can we say that our children's safety is foundational, fundamental, and it takes us 543 days to get something together? Shame on us.
I have what I would consider average, normal kids. And I just assumed that that was kind of the case at school, like it was when I went to school. And obviously there's always kids who misbehave, but I always figured that there was repercussions for them. So finding out that a child who was arrested for attempted murder is going to school with my son with just a daily pat-down by someone who doesn't feel prepared to do that pat-down was really startling to me, and kind of prompted a discussion with my son about what other things he sees at school. And just hearing about the daily issues of students cussing out their teachers and not being reprimanded. You know, kids who vape continually in school because the teachers have given up on taking away their vaping. Just made me realize that, you know, we've really handcuffed our teachers and our principals from being able to address those problems in school. And it becomes kind of a culture, right? And then all of a sudden, it kind of breeds itself, and all those resources from those teachers are being spent on the kids who are misbehaving. And the normal average kid, like my child, kind of just floats through.
It's unfortunate the events that happened at East, but at the same time, it took the events that happened at East to bring the entire community together to see and discuss the problem that's been happening since probably before 2019, and it just hit MLK in 2019. The COVID pandemic has definitely hardened some of our kids' hearts. When I was principal, I saw a lack of empathy when kids returned from COVID, which concerned me. And I think until we get a hand on that and truly embracing all of our kids and making sure that they feel welcome and invited and part of the learning environment, and that we have affinity groups for them and that we're teaching them and specifically touching on like character traits such as the empathy piece, I'm not certain if we're going to really get to the root of what's happening here.